Hi all, it's Deb with Everything Alpaca. I'm going to feature another local ranch yarn, and this time it happens to be my ranch, Vita Ranch, and we are located just south of Castle Rock on a lovely 40-acre piece of property. So this is kind of my section at the store of yarn, and we have some roving as well. I'm going to show you, we've got posters in the store of some of our alpacas, so I'll just introduce you to a few of them. So this is Toscana, and she has a little bit of a shadow across her face from the light that's in front of her, but she was a beautiful alpaca. She's what we call a silky style. So her fleece kind of hung a little bit rather than stick straight out like a lot of the Wakaya fleece does. So the silky alpacas have a lot of sheen, natural luster to their fiber. It's almost like Surrey, except it's crimpy, and she's a Wakaya, but we call them silky Wakayas. And her daddy, which let me swing around this way, her daddy was our #1 herd sire, Tuscan Gold, and that was one of his signature things. He threw a lot of silky crias, but he was known for the extremely bright fleece that he possessed, and he passed those traits on to a lot of his offspring. So he was what we call a prepotent herd sire, passed a lot of his wonderful traits on to his offspring. So a lot of our yarns are going to have that influence in them. This is, sorry, I'm bouncing around a little bit. This is Prosecco. This is another Tuscan Sun herd sire that's down in Texas now, but this was a beautiful boy. You can see the amount of coverage and the style that our alpacas carried, and that was through their genetic code. And then this is El Corazon. He was our #2 herd sire, and actually these two were out of the same mom. But this was a Tuscan offspring, and he was from another herd sire. But you can see the amount of fleece that Corazon carried, just a massive amount of fleece and really long staple length. So that was his claim to fame on our ranch. All right, so let's go back over to my yarn so I can get into the details of what we have. And I do have, the yarns I'm going to show you, we have a lot more at home. So either of that exact yarn or something very similar. So first let's start up here with the rug yarns. We have a lot of rug yarn. I only have a few in the store, but we carry all kinds of natural shades of rug yarn. You can see all the way from whites to grays, to bay blacks and grays, fawns, but a lot of rug yarn. Then we carry this, I call it a craft yarn. It's a bulky single ply, and it's made with a neck and leg fiber, and also with the fiber that's skirted off the edge of the fleeces that are grade 1 and 2. It gets down to the coarser fiber in the belly and around to the front to the neck. This makes a really nice craft yarn because in alpaca it's still very soft. So a couple years ago at the Yarn Along the Rockies crawl, our free pattern for crochet was this little project bag or basket, which is made out of that single ply yarn. So we still have the patterns, we still have the yarn, and these were just a fun little basket to make. And it takes 2 skeins of that bulky, that single ply bulky, and they run $15 a skein. I did a larger basket right here, a striped basket. This took probably, I can't remember, I think 3 or 4 of, and here's a nice collection assortment of the yarns that we have here in the store. I've got more colors and more, all kinds of this at home in all kinds of different colors. So I'll be bringing that into the store. We retired from breeding and showing. We had 70 to 90 alpacas, retired from breeding and showing at the end of 2015. And we, the following year, we took 750 pounds of fleece that was in our basement over to Utah to get processed. It cost us a little over $16,000. So processing this yarn is not a cheap prospect, but that's what you do when you're raising the animals, and your end product is your yarn. Okay, so I'm just going to get into a little bit of the Wakaya yarn right now. We've got some, this is like a dark fawn, grade 2. We only had pretty much grade 1 to grade 2 fiber out of our animals because we really concentrated on fineness. So all our yarns are going to be grade 1 or grade 2. If it's otherwise like the bulky, I'll signify on the tag if it's something else. But everything I'm going to show you is grade 1 or grade 2. So we have these beautiful natural colors. We have a medium fawn, there's a white, and I have more of this at home. This happens to be Zaza. So she's the mother of that first little alpaca I showed you, Toscana, that we sold at auction. So I've got more Zaza at home. This is a beautiful grade 1. These were 2 sisters. We combined their fleeces and got this yarn. The hand on it, it's like butter. And these are all going to run in the $20 to $25 range. And they're either 2-ply, either 2-plies or 3-ply sports, or worsted weights. This is Averanda. This whole cubby hole is Averanda. She's a 3-ply worsted, 150 yards for $25. This is a really nice producing female. Produced a lot of nice babies for us, and also her yarn is very nice to work with. Beautiful hand on it. Some of our yarns we have some lurex put in. This has a little bit of a, I don't know how well this shows up. There it does. It's a little bit of a gold lurex just to add a little bit of sparkle. And then we have, here's another cubby hole of beiges, some more white. This is Lolita, and I know I have more of her at home. We've sold a lot of Lolita yarn. So we have a lot more of hers. I think this says grade 2 on it, but I'll tell you, it feels very nice. 150 yards of a 2-ply for 20 bucks. And then some of our other fawns. This is Grace. She was another real nice producing female, had a very shiny fleece, so there's a lot of good luster in her yarn as well. Usually that turn's reserved only for Surrey yarns, but ours have that luster in it as well as in the Wakaya. So this is a grade 2, 150 yards, 2-ply sport, $22. Then we also had Surreys for a while. So we have cubby holes here that are, it's divided by the fiber content and by the weight of the yarn. So up here we have 80 Surrey, 20 bamboo sport weight. Some of it's just plain, and some of it has the little sparkle added. Like this one has a little gold lurex in it. This has silver lurex in it. And then everything from natural white through the beiges and fawns. This is Surrey and silk, 80-20 Surrey silk in a sport weight. This is a really neat lurex. It's like salt and pepper. There's black and silver in this one. And then solids here, and solids over here. Then we have 100% Surrey alpaca sport. Again, we have either solids. Looks like this whole cubby hole has some kind. This is one skein of solid, but I'm sure I have more at home. This has a little bit of a silver lurex in it. And I had a mother that made a wedding shawl for her daughter when she got married out of this, and it was just gorgeous when she finished it. Then we get down into our lace weights here. This is 80 Surrey and 20 bamboo or silk in the lace weights, again with or without lurex. And this is 100% lace weight, 100% Surrey alpaca lace weight, except this black one. This is actually Wakaya, and it's dyed. I had to dye some up for a customer. This has a lovely hand. This was Luna. Luna is one of our Wakayas. It started out at like 14 some micron, and this was probably her first year fleece when she was like 16 micron maybe. So it's royal grade. It feels like it too, even though it's dyed. Then we have fingering weights. These are all just natural color, no lurex or anything in them. So we have some fingering weight. And we also have roving. So I have balls of roving up here, and they're all different grades. Our good grade 1 and grade 2 we usually sell at $5 to $6 an ounce. We have some two-tone, fun for the spinners. Some black. This is natural black, so this is not dyed, all natural. Wonderful hand. We had some really nice black alpacas. They were super fine, grade 1 and grade 2s. And then we have big, for the spinners that like a little bit of a challenge, we have big bags of roving of grade 1 and grade 2. Some of these are Korea rovings, but nice big bags. But we have lots of roving, so there's so much more at home from that, especially that last trip that we made to Utah. So I'm sure if you're looking for something in a natural alpaca, we'll have it. So anyway, this is Deb with Vita Ranch again and Everything Alpaca. And I hope you enjoyed the video tour. Have a wonderful crawl. Give us a call if if there's anything that you're interested in. You can always give us a call at 303-660-6684, and we can help define what it is you're looking for, or if you saw something that you liked, we can give you more information on it. So thank you again. Bye-bye. Have a good crawl.